we will look at the final 6 questions of problem set 2, and with that we will complete this chapter. And when we complete this chapter, one of the major portions of maths 2 will be complete. I hope you have realized how the rigor of the question, the difficulty level or the time and effort that is required to solve the questions in this chapter is significantly more than what is required for the questions in chapter number 1. Remember, there are 2 more chapters related to triangles. One is about the construction of triangles, and then there is another one which is trigonometry. So in effect, there are 3.5, 4 chapters related to triangles. Make triangles your friends for this year at least. We will quickly jump into the questions, the final 6 questions of the problem set 2. The next question is question number 13, because we have already solved till question number 12. Raise your hand if you want to read the question. Okay, no one raised his hand. So I'm reading the question for you. It says, in triangle ABC, segment AD is perpendicular to segment BC. Segment D is perpendicular to segment BC. So if you see the diagram, we have a triangle ABC. Very clearly, we have a triangle ABC, and segment AD is perpendicular to BC. It also says that BD is equal to 3 CD. The length of BD is 3 times that of CD. So if I show CD as with 1 line, I can show BD with 3 lines. This is another way of showing that BD is 3 times of CD. And we have to prove that 2AB square equals to 2AC square plus BC square. Once again, absolutely no reason to worry. The questions may look difficult, but they are not. All they ask you to do is practice, know, remember. If we do that, we will be able to answer any and every question. So let us first understand, how can we start solving this question? How can we start solving this question? Of course, we have to first understand the question, which we have already, and then we have to look at what we have been asked to prove. We have been asked to prove something about the sides AB, AC, and BC. So these are the 3 sides of this triangle ABC. There are many things that are applicable. You may be tempted to use Pythagoras theorem. You may also be tempted to try Apollonius theorem. A lot is possible. But also try to remember, have we seen such kind of diagram before as part of a theorem, as part of a rule? And then you would remember, yes, we have. We have seen this when we were studying about sides opposite to acute angles and sides opposite to obtuse angles. We will try use that. That will be the shortest solution for this problem, for this question. Now, on the LHS, the side that we have is AB square, AB. Now, this AB is opposite to the angle C. Once I notice this, I will try something like, what can I say about the side opposite to acute angle C? If you remember, you will try help me complete the equation that I'm going to write. I'm going to write the relationship between the side opposite to an acute angle of a triangle with the other 2 sides. I will start by writing AB square equals to AC square plus BC square minus 2 into BC multiplied by something. What is that something? You can come out of mute and speak, or you can type, your choice. Khadija, perfect answer. This will be CD. CD. Very good. Correct. Why? Now you can understand why I tried this. Because this starts with AB square in the LHS on one side. But yes, I'm getting AC square. I'm getting BC square also here. But we have CD. So we have to substitute CD in terms of BC. If we can do that, then maybe we will get the answer. So this is one first equation which we are getting from the relationship of side opposite to the acute angle. Now let us try to understand if we can write CD in terms of BB. If I have to write what BC is, BC, I can write it is CD plus BD. I can also say that CD remains as CD, and instead of BD, I will write something else. What shall I write? From this statement, what can I write in the new equation? You can come out of mute and speak, or you can type in the chat. Very good, Prachi. It will be 3CD, which makes it 4CD. Now, if we take this 4 from right hand side to the left hand side, it becomes BC by 4 equals to CD, or we can say CD equals to BC by 4. This is our 2. Now, if we substitute this value of CD in equation 1, we get AB square equals to AC square plus BC square minus 2BC multiplied by, in place of CD, we will write BC by 4. Substituting 2 in 1. Substituting CD equals to BC by 4 in equation 1. Now 2 divided by 4 is 2. So now this reduces to AC square plus BC square minus BC square by 2. Now you help me write the next step. It is AC square. AC square remains as AC square. How much is BC square minus BC square by 2? It's very easy. Let's see if you can get it. Speak or type. How much is BC square minus BC square by 2? No answer. Okay, let me ask you in another way. How much will be 10 minus 10 by 2? How much will be 10 minus 10 by 2? Okay, Pratik, it's 5. Can you write 5 in terms of 10? If I ask you to say what is 5 in terms of 10, what will you say? Write 5 in terms of 10, so it will be 10 by 2. So 10 minus 10 by 2 is 10 by 2. So what will be BC square minus BC square by 2? No, you are still not getting it. Okay. I hope it will make sense. If I write, it will be BC square by 2. Yes, Chan, finally you got it. We have 1 BC square, and from 1 BC square, we are removing half BC square. If we remove half from something, the other half remains, which is BC square by 2. Do we need more arithmetic for this? No, it's so easy. So 10 minus 10 by 2 is 10 by 2. 3 minus 3 by 2 is 3 by 2. 5 minus 5 by 2 is 5 by 2. You try, do your arithmetic, you will get the same answer. We are almost there. Now, if we try to remove this denominator from the right hand side, what we will have to do? We will have to multiply it with 2. If we multiply the RHS by 2, I will have to multiply that LHS also by 2. So this becomes 2AB square equals to 2AC square plus BC square by 2 multiplied by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So BC square. And if we have proved it. Question number 14 reads, in an isosceles triangle. Already the question has started. We need to remember what isosceles triangle is. It's a triangle where two sides are of equal length. Length of the congruent sides. So the sides that are equal in length, the length is 13 centimeters. And its base, the third side, which is not equal to the other two sides, is 10 centimeters. The question is not going to be easy. It says, find the distance between the vertex opposite the base and the centroid. Okay. Let us not worry. Let us start drawing and maybe we will understand the question much better. You will draw a much better triangle, isosceles triangle. Suppose in this triangle ABC, AB and AC are the congruent sides. So 13 and 13. The base is 10. So BC, the third side, is 10. Then it says, find the distance between the vertex opposite the base. If the base is BC, the vertex opposite to the base is A. Ulte side mein uska. So we have to find the distance between A and one other point. The other point is centroid. Now we need to know what centroid is. Centroid is the point where the three medians of a triangle intersect each other. It's the point of concurrence between the medians of a triangle. That means the other point is on the median. So let us draw a median from A to the base. And suppose it meets the base at the point D. Because this is a median, we will have BD equals to CD. Now quickly tell me what will be the length of BD and what will be the length of CD? You can speak, you can type. 5 and 5. You have given the correct answer. Half of 10. Because D is the midpoint. Median means vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. 5 and 5. Now, the questions that we have solved so far, the questions have asked the length of this median AD. But this question is not asking that length of the median. This question is asking about this length. Suppose G is the centroid. That means if we draw a median from C to AB, it will pass through G. If we draw a median from B to the side AC, then also it will pass through G. We should also know that centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. What is 2? What is 1? AG is to GD is 2:1. So if we can find the length of AD, then we can find the length of AG. Very, very simple. We can say ki, in your very, very simple mathematical way, we can say AG equals to 2x, GD equals to x. So total becomes 3x. So AG is 2 by 3 of AD. Now we have to find AD, and because we have a median, we can use the Apollonius theorem. Help me write it. If I write the LHS, you tell me the RHS. We will refer to the angle A, then AB square plus AC square equals to, come on, complete. Okay, 2AD square plus 2BD square. Correct, Khadija? Now, while I'm telling you to write this, right, Khadija is telling that we have already solved this. We don't need to go through the Apollonius theorem. We can use Pythagoras theorem. Yes, Khadija, you are right. We can also say that because this is an isosceles triangle, we can prove that triangle ADD is congruent to triangle ADC, then AD is perpendicular to BC. So we can find that AD equals to 12 centimeter. Yes, that also we can do. It's up to you. The reason I'm not using congruence here because the class doesn't remember. I'm trying to use what the maximum things from the current chapter. That's the only reason I'm doing like this. So this is Apollonius from Apollonius theorem. I'm so glad that someone remembers that we have solved this already. Now AB square plus AC square is 13 square plus 13 square. Two AD square and 2 into BD square. Now when we simplify, 2AD square will be equal to 13 square is 169, 13 square is 169. When we add them, it is 230, 338. 5 square is 25, 25 into 2 is 50, minus 50. When we subtract, we get 288. So our AD square will be equal to 288 by 2 equals to 144, or we can say AD equals to square root of 144 equals to 12. Of course, if you are solving all the questions, these numbers will seem repeated. Yes, we have solved this many times, this set of numbers. Now we have found AD. All we have to do is put this value of AD in equation 1, and then we will find AG equals to 2 by 3 of 12. So this is 8 centimeters. So at the end, we can write a sentence in English that the distance between the vertex opposite the base and the centroid is 8 centimeters. Now we are trying to solve question number 17. For some funny reason, there is a star on this question. It's not worth a star. Definitely not. Because it is a word question, but it is related to geometry. Let us draw the diagram and it will be so much more clear. So we have a triangle. P, Q, and R. PQ is 40. PR is 42. And PM, what is PM? PM is the median. PM is the median. That means M is the midpoint of QR. And this length PM is 29. Question is, what is the length of QR? Now you tell me, what will we use? What theorem, what rule will we use? Speak up.
Apollonius theorem.
Very good. Thank you, Karthik. We will use Apollonius theorem. So using Apollonius theorem for the angle P, we can say PQ square plus PR square equals to 2PM square plus 2QM square. Very, very, very simple. Apollonius theorem. You will write full Apollonius theorem. Now all we have to do is substitute the values here. 40 square, PR is 42 square. Then 2PM, PM is 29 square, 2QN square. Now you must be thinking कि काश हमने squares याद कर लिया होता. Tell me how much is 40 square. If you know, tell me. If you don't know, calculate and tell. Don't use the calculator.
1600.
1600. Calculator is not allowed yet in the exam. How much is 42 square? Calculate and tell. The last two questions are kind of the easiest of all these long questions. How much is 42 square? Ankit, I have difficulty trusting that you got it honestly. So I'm sorry, you are back in the sin bin. So 1764, 1764, thank you. How much is 29 square?
Sir, 841.
Correct, 841 is right. It really helps if you remember these things. 841 plus 2QM square. Now add and tell me how much is the LHS. You solve it with me. Your work will be complete when the class is over. How much is 1600 plus 1764? 3364, correct. How much is 2 into 841? Don't use the calculator. Use your pen and paper. Use your mind, brain. Correct, 1682. 1682. 2QM square. Now when we simplify this, we will get 2QM square will be 3364 minus 1682. Subtract and tell. You subtract and tell, and then I will tell you a secret. Yep. 1682. You see, 3364 is double of 1682. This is just like 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5 will be 5. So 3364 minus 1682 will be 1682. If you simplify it further, QN square will be equal to 1682 by 2, which is 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2. It is the same number. See, it is the same number. So we can say QM equals to square root of 841, which is equal to 29. Now finally tell me how much is QR. 2QM, how much it is? All of you are so fast. how much is QR? If QM is 29, how much is QR? 58. Thank you. So we will write QR equals to 58 units. Done. Question number 18, which is the last question of this problem set, reads segment AM is a median. So once again, we are dealing with a median of triangle ABC. So let us start drawing the triangle. And this you will solve it all on your own, or you will tell me and I will write on the screen. So we have a triangle once again, A, B, and C, where AB is 22, AC is 34, BC is 24, and the median is AM. We have to find AM. So once again, we will use the Apollonius theorem. So start telling me what should I write. Using Apollonius theorem for angle A, what should I write? First term, quick.
AB square
Thank you, Karthik. AB square.
plus AC square
Correct. AC square.
is equals 2AM square
2AM square. Perfect.
plus 2BM square.
2BM square. Thank you. So this we know by Apollonius theorem. Now, second step. Who can tell me what is the length of BM? What is the length of BM? Calculate and tell. 12. Okay. Now, if we know that BM is 12, now help me write the next line for this equation. In place of AB square, what shall we write?
22.
22 square.
Correct. Then
34 square.
34
Very good.
square.
Then
2 AM square
correct, because we don't know AM. Correct. Then
plus 2 24 square.
why 24 square?
No, 2 BC square.
Why BC square?
12.
12 square. Yes. Be carefully. How much is 22 square?
484.
Correct. How much is 12 square?
144.
It's 144, not 134. How much is 34 square? Calculate and tell.
1156.
1000?
156.
Are you sure? I hope you did it on your own and did not use the calculator. Add 484 and 1156. How much is it? Waiting for your answers.
$1,640, sir.
No. Oh, yes, correct. 1640. So we will say 2AM square equals to 1640 minus 288. How much is this subtraction?
$1,352.
1352. Correct. 1352. I again hope that you are not using the calculator and you are using your notebook and pen. So our AM square will be equal to 1352 by 2. When we divide it, we get 2 6 are 12, 1 5 2 7 are 14, 1 2 2 6 are 12. Now, when we have to take the square root, once again, if you remember the squares, you will remember, if you have practiced, that this square root will be 26. This square root will be 26, and that is the answer. If you don't remember this, then you will have to calculate the square root. either by factorization method or by the long division method. 676. 2 2s are 4. When we subtract, we have 2, 7, 6 come down. Then 2 plus 2 is 4. Then we take 6 and 6. Then 276. 6 into 46 is 276. So the answer is 26. So always, 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 it helps to practice squares till 30. When you practice, it will automatically be in your head. You will remember. You don't need to do something more to remember. All you have to do is calculate it again and again and again. Next question, which is question number 15. This will be the second last question for the day. And this is the second last question for the problem set 2. This is a long question. It's not a difficult question. It's a long question. So have patience. Also, it needs a lot of knowledge of other things. Also, it needs us to keep track of what we are doing. Have patience, have focus, and we will do it together. We will do it together. Don't worry. It reads, in a trapezium ABCD. We are starting with a trapezium. We are not starting with a triangle. We are not starting with a parallelogram or rectangle or square that we have done so far, but we are starting with a trapezium. A trapezium is a quadrilateral in which only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, not the other two. So in this, segment AB is parallel to segment CD. You can see in the diagram, the top side and the bottom side, they are parallel to each other, whereas AD and BC are not parallel to each other. So this is a trapezium. Also, it says BD is perpendicular to AD. So this is 90 degrees. Also, AC is perpendicular to BC. So this angle is also 90 degrees. It is already shown by drawing a square there. So we have understood trapezium, we have understood parallel, we have understood perpendicular. More information. AD equals to 15. Yes. BC equals to 15 on the right hand side. Yes. AB equals to 25, the base. Yes, done. Finally, the question is find A. This. Who can tell me what is the question asking us to find out? What is the meaning of this A? Thank you, Prachi. This means area. And I have suggested you that instead of writing like this, you can write area quadrilateral A, B, C, D. Two advantages when you write like this. AR is very clear. You don't need to confuse it with the name of the vertex. Second, you don't need to write the brackets. AR is clear. Area quadrilateral ABCD. Now ABCD is a trapezium. We have to find its area. Now dive into your memory. Try to look into your old learnings and try remember. First write it in your notebook and tell me, how do we find the area of a trapezium? What's the formula? We have a trapezium. We know that area of the trapezium can be calculated by half multiplied by sum of the parallel sides, lengths of the parallel sides multiplied by the distance between the parallel sides. Here we have length of one parallel side. We don't have the length of the other parallel side. Also, we don't have the distance between the parallel sides. To visualize what that distance is, we can draw CX and DY onto AB. So H can be CX or DY. At the same time, CD will be equal to XY. If we can find CX or DY and XY, we will be able to find the area of this quadrilateral, which is a trapezium. Now let us try find these values. Let us try find this value. Let us look at triangle ABC. What kind of triangle is this? Quickly speak or type. What kind of triangle is this? ABC. Answer is very, very simple. Look at triangle. Sorry. Karthik, say that again. What kind of
Acute angle.
Akhilesh, Rajesh, say that again.
Acute angle.
I'm asking you about a triangle, beta, not about the angle. Look at triangle ABC. I'm not asking you an impossible question. Yes, you are on the right track. Look at the angles. Thank you,
Acute
Khadija.
angle triangle.
Wrong answer. Khadija, right answer. It is a right angle triangle because here this angle is 90 degrees. Because of that, we can use Pythagoras theorem. If we use Pythagoras theorem, look at triangle ABC. AB is the hypotenuse. Its length is given. BC is one of the sides. Its length is given. So we can find AC using Pythagoras theorem as 25 square minus 15 square using Pythagoras theorem. And if you know your squares, you can very easily say this is 625 minus 225, which is square root of 400. So this is 20. Let's call this result as 1. Now look at another right angle triangle. Now let us look at triangle BAD. This is also a right angle triangle. Here also we know the hypotenuse on one side. AB is equal to 25 and AD equals to 15. So we can find out BD using Pythagoras theorem as 25 square minus 15 square. 625 minus 225 is square root of 400, which is equal to 20. When we are writing the solution, we can write the full working for triangle ABC, AC. For triangle BAD, BD, we can simply write similarly in triangle BAD, BD equals to 20. That should be enough. Now let us come back to triangle ABC. And let us go back to chapter number 1. Now, area of triangle ABC, either we can calculate using AC and BC, which are perpendicular to each other, or we can say you can use CX and AB. It will be the same, the area will be same. So we can say half CX into AB equals to half 20 into 15, because area of the triangle is half height into base. When we simplify this, when we take this half to the other side, it will become half divided by half, 1. CX we don't know, we are finding it. AB we know, AB is given as 25. So CX comes out to be 20 into 15 by 25. 5 3s are 15, 5 5s are 25, 5 1s are 5, 5 4s are 20. So this comes to 4 into 3, 12. We can call it 3. Similarly, we can say in triangle BAD, in triangle BAD, dy equals to 12. So after we have found out the lengths of the diagonals and the distance between the parallel sides, we need to find out the length of this side here, CD. And we already said in the beginning that to find CD, all we have to do is find is XY, because clearly quadrilateral CXYD is parallelogram. But we'll have to say which test. The test is CX is parallel to dy because of supplementary angles or corresponding angles same. Whichever test you want to quote, you can quote. Also, CX is equal to dy. So from the construction and from the results 3 and 4, we know that one pair of opposite sides of this quadrilateral are both parallel and equal to each other. This is a test for the parallelogram, which we studied in class 9, the fourth test. And because this is a parallelogram, we can say CD equals to XY. Opposite sides of parallelogram are congruent. This is our result number 5. Now it is easy. AB here at the bottom is equal to 25, which is broken down into AY plus XY plus BX. Now, if we can find AY and BX, we can find the remaining XY. For that, let us now look at another right angle triangle, say triangle AYD. It's a right angle triangle AYD. We know the hypotenuse, which is 15. We know one side dy, which is 12. And Khadija would remind us what will be the length of AY. We have calculated it so many times. Using Pythagoras theorem, we can say AY equals to square root of 15 square minus 12 square, which is 225 minus 144, which is square root of 81, which comes to 9. This is 9. This is 9. So we can say our XY equals to 25, which is the total length, minus AY, which is 9. BX will also be same in the triangle BXC. So minus 9. So 25 minus 18 equals to 7. So to find the area of the trapezium in the final step, all we have to do is use the values of the lengths that we have found so far. So we have found that the length of the other parallel side is 7. And the height, the distance between the two parallel sides is 12. Using these two values, we can find out the area of the trapezium. Let us do that as the final step now. We can now say that this area equals to 1 by 2 into parallel sides are AB and CD. AB is given as 25. CD we calculated it as 7. And distance between the two sides, parallel sides, is 7. So this becomes 1 by 2. 25 plus 7 is 32 multiplied by 7. 32 by 2 is 16. Is it correct? Is it wrong? Did I do something wrong somewhere? If you multiply 7 6 42, 112 centimeter square. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. Check and tell. I've written one number wrong somewhere. Who remembers? Who is awake? I've written this number wrong. No? Remember, we calculated it as 12. So I should have written, this is wrong. I should have written 1 by 2 into 25 plus 7 into 12. So this is 632 into 6, which is 6 2s are 1 2 192 square units we will write, because this is area. So we will write square units, not just units. Last question for the day, last question for the exercise, last question for now. Looks scary, it is not, if we know what we have to use, what we should use. It reads in the figure 2.35, not 2.35, 2.35, triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle. The moment we see equilateral triangle, we should know all the three angles will be of same measure and all the three sides will also be of the same measure. Very important. point S is on the segment QR such that QS equals to 1 by 3 QR. And we have to prove that 9PS square equals to 7PQ square. बच्चे इसको देखते हैं, मैं भी जब इसको पहली बार देखा था तो मैं डर गया था, क्या ऐसा क्वेश्चन है 9, 7 ये सब क्यों आ रहा है, कैसे आ रहा है? But no, it's not difficult, absolutely not difficult. The hint is, again, try to remember where we have seen this question, and then you will realize we have seen this question in practice set 2.2. And there we solve this question using something related to angle, side opposite to an angle. Side opposite to an angle. So let us use that, and my experience is telling me that that will be the shortest answer. So how do we start? Now, it says one thing that we have to prove should use PS, and the other side should have PQ. PS is the random side, but PQ is opposite to an angle, which is this. I hope now you remember question number 2, 3, 4 or something from practice set 2.2. So look at triangle PSQ. Look at triangle PSQ. Here angle S is obtuse angle. Because it is an obtuse angle, using the relationship between the opposite side to the obtuse angle and the other two sides, we can write PQ square equals to PS square plus QS square. You see how I'm getting PQ and PS? Now, because it is an obtuse angle, I will say 2 plus 2 into QS multiplied by ST. Where is this T? We are constructing a altitude, a perpendicular PT to QR. That is the construction. PT perpendicular to QR. And because QS is smaller, much smaller than RS, S becomes obtuse. S is on the left hand side of the T. This is our first equation. To reach what we have to prove, we only need to have PQ and PS, nothing else. So now we have to substitute. QS की जगह हमको PQ लाना है, QS की जगह हमको PQ लाना है, ST की जगह हमको PQ लाना है. डरने की कोई बात ही नहीं, because we know that PQ equals to PR equals to QR, equilateral triangle. We also know angle P, the complete angle, will be equal to angle Q, will be equal to angle R, which will be equal to 60 degrees. Because it's an equilateral triangle. Now, if you look at triangle PTQ, one angle is 90, one angle is 60. Obviously, the third angle is 30. It is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. If this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, then clearly the side QT will be half of the hypotenuse, which is PQ. Agreed? It is given that QS is equal to 1 by 3 of QR. QS equals to QR by 3. It's already given. Here we can also say it is QR by 2. So QT is half of QR and QS is 1/3 of QR. Using these, we can find ST. We can find ST as QT minus QS. QT minus QS, which is equal to QR by 2 minus QR by 3. It's like 1/2 minus 1/3. Are you with me or not? Which becomes QR by 6. We can also write PQ by 6. So this ST is PQ by 6. This QS is PQ by 3. If you substitute all these things, in equation number 1, what the equation now becomes PQ square equals to PS square, जहां पे QS square है, QS यहाँ पे हमको क्या मिला, ये, तो इसका स्क्वायर करेंगे, so it will become PQ square by 9 plus 2 into QS is PQ by 3 multiplied by PQ by 6, which is again PQ square by 9. PQ square by 9. Now you see the number 9, we have found it. Now to simplify, if you multiply the whole equation by 9, I'm writing it here without changing the screen. 9PQ square equals to 9PS square plus PQ square plus PQ square. If you keep all PQs on one side and all PS on one side, we get PS square equals to 9 minus 2, and 9PS square equals to 9 minus 2, 7 PQ square. This is what we had to prove.